Like, share, and subscribe.
Well, welcome to Grandpa Sees the Blinking. This is the daily chart, and I've got some very, very important stuff to go through with you in regard to this chart. What's happened 11 months ago, it appears to be happening again now, 11 months later. And Grandpa's only monitored the blinking for just a little over 11 months ago. And what I seen back then 11 months ago is why every single day I watch and monitor the blinking. The blinking is where the big money or the market makers buy or sell far from the price point, or even within $5-10 of the price point. And it gives Grandpa a short-term direction or long-term direction of the market with Tesla. And so last Thursday, the 22nd, 2/22, on Thursday, OTC, which is a market maker, an exchange, they started shorting at 197.50 when the price was 192.40. And they shorted 100, 150 to 200,000 shares per minute. And they did it for a little over 2 hours. And I'm going to point out to you that this has happened in our past. And so let's get at it, because I think we might not have seen the top yet. I think they might short up above it some Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, possibly. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't report it yet. But I'm going to do the best I can with this. So back on 3/28/23. 3/28/23. What were the market makers doing? Well, they were shorting 20,000 shares a minute at 196, pretty much for the whole day. On 3/29, and let's get back to 3/26, 3/28. So at 3/28, we had a low that day of 185.47 and a high of 192 by the time it was over. And so when they were shorting up there at 196, 20,000 shares per minute, they pulled us up some. Well, then on 3/29, they started shorting approximately 40,000 shares per minute at 197 a day later on 3/29. And we had a high that day of 195 and a low of 189. So they pulled us up some. And then on Thursday, 3:30, this is the big one. For 4 hours, from noon till 4 o'clock, they shorted Tesla at $212, right on the money, 400,000 shares per minute. Per minute. I'm going to repeat, 400,000 shares per minute. By the way, don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice. Grandpa's here. I'm entertaining, so I don't want to be in trouble anymore. I'm already in trouble. So anyway, 400,000 shares per minute approximately, and they did it for 4 hours. I watched them do it. This was the early days of Grandpa being able to see the blinking or monitor where they were buying and selling out of range. It was quite an ordeal when Grandpa first started. Sometimes it would take me an hour or two to get my computer to go on top of where they're hiding what they're doing. And they do hide it. But over time, Grandpa got his system with his 8 screens continually watching and monitoring the buying and selling that the market makers are doing, so that I can see it quickly and more efficiently. And it's kind of like reading a book for Grandpa. So what did they do? They're up there at 212, shorting 400,000 shares per minute. And on 3:30, and that day, 3:31, all they drove it up to was 197.33, and had a low of 194.45. So it's edging upward, but it ain't going nowhere too fast. Just like we had a high of 198 here, 198.30 on last Thursday when they did their little game. And I'm going to get to where I think we're heading here shortly. Well, then on Friday, 11 months ago, 3:31.23, they mellowed right out for 1 hour. 1 hour, they were up at 212, only doing about 4,000 shares at 212 shorting. And then they went down to 210 pretty much for the rest of the day. They dropped it to 210. And all they were doing was 4,000 shares per minute at best. And long story short, what happened, what transpired is back then, they never did go to 212. They went up to a high on the 31st of 207.65 during the regular hours towards the end of the day. But after hours, about an hour after hours, they went up to 208. And that was it. $4 away from 212. And they pulled the plug. And the next thing you know, we were down at 152. And they went from 152 up to 300. And I don't know if they've ever taken their money from their shorts at 212 yet. They could have. I just don't know. So if you look where we're at right now in this daily chart, and you go back in time, if Grandpa can find it, here's where they went down to the 152, okay? And they actually reached that on 425.23 approximately. So it didn't take them long to get down there. And so let's look at 328 where we're at here. If Grandpa can find it. I believe it's right. I wish Grandpa could see. There it is, right there. 328. This is where they started playing their game with the big shorting. Now look at my line going across. We're 11 months later. We're playing against a supercomputer that's doing the same game it did before within dollars. And what's the price? 190. Right where we're at now. They're playing the game, and they go up to 207, just right at 208, just after hours, close to 208, and they turn it down. So Grandpa's anticipating that this 100,000 shares per minute that I seen on last Thursday, and they had a lull in there the time before too. It wasn't just a constant massive gain every day. But a $50+ drop right here doesn't look like much on this daily, but a $50 drop is pretty substantial. But on Friday, for instance, they were up shorting at 206.20, 205.35. Let's see how much. About 3,000 shares per minute, pretty much throughout the day at both those numbers, and on and off. On the other hand, they were down buying at $98.90 after hours. And that's why I called out substance down there, because that's the 13th or 14th time they've been down there. And so we have substance at 101. But what I'm trying to get across is, if you look at where we're at right now in time and what it did back here on 328, okay, where's 328 again? Oh man, there it is, right there. And 191 area, and we expected that we're going to dip after them big shorts up above. You know, it always pulls it up towards the shorts, but we already went up and activated those 197.50s the other day. And they activated those ones that from 328 11 months ago at 196, and the ones at 197, they activated them. But then they continued to go up and wipe out the shorts and take it up to the 208, and then they showed their real direction, which was down to 152. And once they got there, all bets were off, and up they went. This is so similar to this, and what I'm seeing, I'm thinking that on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to probably see some big signals. I'm expecting it. Will it transpire? You know, I don't know. All I know is our supercomputer we're playing against did it before. And what they're doing right now is almost within 50 cents identical of what they've done in the past 11 months ago. They play the big game. And so I'm thinking we're going to probably see 205, 206, 207 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if you do see it, you better sell your shares, in Grandpa's opinion, because we're going to take a dip. And I'll know more on Monday or Tuesday. But be ready for it. Put your notification bell on. Be ready to listen. I'll call it out as soon as I see it. I'll stop trading and I'll call it out. This is massively important. I think we might get just a short-term bounce from the 190 area here, 191 area, up up into that 205 area, maybe 207. Be ready to get out. If they start shorting at whatever number times 100, which is 10,000 shares per blink, which is 400,000 shares a minute. They start shorting at 400,000 shares a minute. Do not expect it to go there. They didn't go there the last time. They went within $4 of it. And I'm expecting to see that again. I've been waiting and monitoring 10 hours a day, diligently, 8 to 10 hours every single day for this to happen again, because they love to show Grandpa what they're doing. They just love to show Grandpa what they're doing. Well, I hope you understand this. You know, if you don't know what Grandpa's talking about, take some time and listen to my previous live streams. You should at least go back to last Thursday and listen to my alerts. And every live stream between now and then, telling you exactly where it's going to go. And I'm right. I'm right. Every single substance I tell you about comes true. Every single substance. Even the short-term ones, not just the long ones, the far-out ones, but the short-term ones where you can pick up $5 to $7 right away. I've done many of them. Grandpa don't want to toot his own horn. I wish somebody knew that Grandpa knows what he's talking about. I can see what they're doing. Why I can, I don't know. I just can. I know what they're doing, and I know how much they're doing it. And it's not options, it's real shares that Grandpa sees. Looks like this death cross might play out. I think it's going to. But I think we may get a bounce up yet. I think we just might get a bounce in the mid-200s here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll know more by the blinking on Monday and Tuesday, I can tell you that. Okay, Grandpa's really under the weather. I'm not kidding. All good things are for the Lord, and Lord willing, Grandpa will be able to talk to you on Monday sometime when he sees the blinking. The blinking is coming. Ooh. Hey, I should write a story about the blinking is coming. Somebody ought to do something. Okay, bye-bye.